Dream Team, it's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with First Time You Realize America Really Messed You Up, part 3. And before we dive into this part, I need you to dive into that subscribe button, ring notification bell, give a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. What we got?
You're an American currently living abroad. What is one time that made you realize that America really messed you up?
So I'm an American and I live in Norway right now. And one time I was going to help my friend with this project that she had, and this girl was still in high school. And so she was like, yeah, just come to my high school. You can help me out, yada, yada, yada. I was like, great. Where do I have to sign in when I get there? Do I need to wear a visitor's badge? Who do I talk to? What should I tell the front desk lady? She was like, What are you talking about? Just walk in and I'll meet you at my classroom. And my mind was blown. I was like, I can just walk into your school? Like, no, aren't they gonna call the police? Aren't they gonna send out an intruder alert? Like, I can't just walk into your high school and just walk straight to your classroom. No. Then I realized just how messed up it is that American high schoolers are like security prisons.
That's actually really crazy to think about, because she's not lying. Because you can just walk into school. What do you mean I can just walk into school? I ain't got to talk to nobody. I ain't got to get a visitor's pass. I ain't got to say why I'm here. I can just walk in. Unfortunately, we cannot do this in America because of all the bad things that happen, all the evil people, and all the guns that these evil people are able to get their hands on to walk into schools and be able to shoot schools up. You cannot do that in America. Nowadays in America, it's got to the point you can't even come in the door. Like, they got the speaker outside of the door, and you have to put your ID up to the little camera outside of the door, tell them the reason you're there before they will even unlock the door for you. Back when I was in school, you had to go up to the front desk, get a visitor pass, but now you can't even get through the door. Like, it's because of all the dangers that happen here and all the school shootings and all of these things that we face. And it's crazy to, like, in that first clip, to think that you could just, like, walk into school. Like, it's so safe and it's so, like, they don't have to worry about any of that you can just walk in and not have to worry. And these people don't have to worry about people coming into their schools, worry about bringing danger to them. Dang.
This is just from studying abroad in the UK. We were at a public train station and you had to pay to use the bathroom, and I had never seen that before. And I was like, oh my God, that's like messed up, right? They were like, yeah, but we don't pay for healthcare or college. Stop yelling.
You ain't gotta do all that. You ain't gotta come at us like that. He said, you gotta pay to use the bathroom? What the heck? I'm not doing that. That is seriously messed up. Yeah, but college is free and healthcare is free. You don't gotta pay for these things. It's like, then you start scratching your head, you start, all right, let me go ahead and get this dollar up to go to the bathroom. Let me stop complaining. Because they taking shots right now, and they speaking facts. That hurt.
College. Stop yelling!
So when I was a teenager, I went out of the country one time to go on vacation to the Bahamas, and we were staying at this resort, and shit happened. I caught a virus that was going around the resort, and then I had an allergic reaction to the virus, and I couldn't really breathe. But the on-site paramedic had already left for the day, so the hotel concierge took us to the hospital in his van and just told us to call when we were ready to head back. So we go to the hospital, I get treated, and as we're leaving, my mom tries to give them her insurance card, and she's telling them, like, I'm so sorry, we've never been out of the country before, I don't know how to do this. They told her, like, oh no, you just keep that, we don't take insurance here. And the look on my mom's face was terrified, like, oh my God, we're gonna have to sell our house, terrified. This was when they realized we were Americans, and they were like, oh no, don't panic, you must be American, we have universal health care here, you just need to pick up your medicine in the lobby, you're fine. The medicine was $8, and they gave me a note to give to the airline to get back into my own country.
That's crazy. I'm telling you, America, we do great things. And I know what I'm saying, I love my country. But there's so many things that other countries do that I don't understand why we haven't adapted them, why we don't do them. Oh, I do understand because in America, everything revolves around the almighty dollar, and everything is about profit here. So I do understand it. It just sucks, right? There's so many things I feel like we could be doing for the people, but of course we put profit over people, and that sucks. And that's why we can't have the universal health care. That's why we can't have these things that would save people's lives. Keep talking to me.
Okay, I love this question. I actually don't live abroad right now, but I spent basically most of my 20s living abroad, and for 6 of those years I was living in the UK. And in my first professional job, you could say there, this one time I got really sick and I was feeling really unwell, and I was I had 5 weeks of leave, and I really had assumed that must have been my sick and my vacation time in one, because 5 weeks is so much time relative to American standards.
Facts.
And I was really sick, and I was and then I was but honestly I don't want to use up my sick time. And my boss was what are you talking about? If you're sick, you're just sick. And I was but I only have I don't want to use my time. And she was no, you're just sick. And I was wait, holy shit, really?
No, if you sick, do not come here, goddamn. That do not count against your time. If you're sick, you're sick. Stay home. It's not gonna count against you, I promise you. And yeah, that American mindset of you only have a certain amount of days off, sick days and vacation days, and if you don't want to use your time, then you gotta push through and go to work. And they ain't gonna make you go home. You come to work sick, they ain't making you go home. They gonna actually let you push through that day sick. They not gonna encourage you to go home. They gonna try to get you to come to work if you decide to stay home. But keep it rolling.
I went to uni in the UK and I still live there, so I've got a ton of these. Probably the first that comes to mind is when first year I realized I was picking my seats in lectures about where I could be protected in case someone came in and started shooting.
Oh wow.
And I brought it up with my group of friends, which had Americans, non-Americans, and all my American friends were oh yeah, I'm also terrified of someone coming in and taking us out in
Really?
a mass shooting. And of course, all of the non-Americans were what the never been worried about that. And yeah, they shouldn't be.
Well, I guess I might be naive in the way that I think. I might be a naive person because, I know all the dangerous things that happen here in America, and I know all the school shootings, and I know, but I, never thought about that, going into the classroom and, picking the best seat in case something was to go down, the best seat to exit, and the best, I've never legit thought. I guess it's always that thought of, oh, it won't happen to me. I always walk around with that thought, or I just don't think about these things because I feel like they'd be stressful if I thought about it, but I try to keep my mind clear of stressful thoughts. But, I mean, it is a thing that happens here in America. I can understand why Americans would think like that. That thought has never crossed my mind with sitting in a classroom or anything like that. But I understand why they could think that way. That is truly sad. That is truly sad.
Did y'all know that in other countries, they can go to the pharmacy and actually get what they need? I live in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia right now, and I went to the pharmacist and I was like, hi, I think I kind of have a UTI. Do you have any pain medicine, any cranberry? And she's like, why don't I just give you antibiotic? And I was like, then I go back and I'm like, hi, I'm going to South Africa next week, on safari, any good, mosquito repellent? And she's like, girl, you want anti-malarials? Right? I go in there, on another occasion and I'm like, I'm back, I'm waiting for my birth control, to come from the US. It's taking a while, prescriptions and doctors and all that. And she literally threw the birth control at me. Amazing.
So that is amazing. That is truly, I think, something that we should do here once again. If we did that, then that would stop you from going to the doctor to get a prescription. So now the hospital isn't getting that profit, and the insurance isn't getting profit, and everybody's not making profit off you. If we make it to where you could just go to the pharmacy and get what you need, America's got to find a way to profit off of you. And so that's frustrating. That's amazing. That's incredible, the fact that she's able to go to the pharmacy and just get what she needs.
The birth control at me. Amazing.
So I have a really embarrassing one. It was my first time getting pulled over by a German police officer. When the cop walked to my vehicle, I was like, why'd you pull me over? Geez, I can't get a break anywhere I go. Is it because I'm black? Then the police officer looked at me very calmly and was like, bro, in Germany, we do random traffic stops. Not only that, he also educated me on everything you need in the vehicle for a random traffic stop. After that, he didn't even do the random traffic stop. He just walked away and said, have a nice day. Very respectful. After he left, I just sat there dumbfounded, and I was like, wow. In America, I'm so used to getting pulled over for being black for no reason. And it really changed my whole attitude towards police officers out here in Germany. Yeah, so super ignorant moment for me that I definitely learned from.
So shout out Germany, man. Once again, that's something, again, that I've never experienced personally for being pulled over for being black or anything like that. But I mean, from his story and so many others, like, it happens. Happens here. So shout out Germany. You feel me? Random traffic stops, though, I don't like random traffic stops. Don't pull me. When you pull me over, you have a goddamn reason to pull me over. But that's how they do things in Germany. And so it was not because he was black, obviously. It was just because random traffic stop. Keep it rolling.
Right then, that's your repeat medication all sorted. Oh, great. Now you're nearly 25, so you should probably come back in soon to get a cervical screening test. Oh, sure. And here's some info about IUDs, since you were asking about those. Okay, and what's like a ballpark for how much all of this costs? Like 500, 1,000 pounds? It's free.
Besides wanting to get under a desk every time I hear like a bang noise, I had no idea what that was.
An electric kettle.
Oh, yeah. I'm an American living in Canada here since 2007. When I went to school, my schools had security guards.
Yeah.
They don't have that in my son's school. My son does not have a security guard. They used to break up fights. We used to have police called, and I mean,
facts.
God, they don't have that here, and it's very reassuring that the difference of violence in schools here is uncomparable to the United States. And I wish it was better. I wish it was different for everyone back home.
Yeah, so same. Definitely same. They didn't have that. They definitely had security guards. Yeah, there's always been security guards at the schools. And so, yeah, I don't know what it's like to not have a security guard at the school. Maybe elementary we didn't. I don't remember elementary well. But I know from, like, middle school on, from 7th grade to graduating high school, there was always a security guard at the school, for sure. Break up fights, like she said, in case police need to be called and of course, because you have all of these school shootings, you have to have security guards in the schools, unfortunately. But yeah, that's different. That's
So I spent about 4 years in Berlin, Germany, working in advertising, and coming from New York, where my first 8 years in the industry, I just, you don't take vacation. You just don't really do that. Well, I had to have a sit down with the CEO of my company and the head of HR, where they took my laptop and took my work phone and told me I could not come back to the office for 3 weeks because I had to use my vacation time. They were afraid that I was going to sue the company for not being allowed to take my vacation time. So they made sure that I literally could not work. Imagine that happening in the US. Someone literally taking your computer and your work phone away and say, go, come back in 3 weeks, enjoy your vacation. Honestly, Europe has a lot going for it that I wish Americans would understand.
I swear to God, here it's like you take your vacation time, but even on vacation, if they got a question about something, they gonna call you on your vacation, and you better answer. You feel me?
So I've been living in Italy for about 11 years now, 12 years. And I moved here to be with my husband. And in the U.S., I got my tubes tied after my third child and decided I didn't want any more, but he didn't have any, so we decided to do IVF, and I got pregnant with twins. At 13 weeks, I lost one.
Oh, wow.
And once I lost that child, they considered me a high-risk pregnancy and took me off work from that moment on until 3 months after she was born, and I was paid 100% of my check.
Oh my
100%
God.
of my check. And then until she was 1, I got to come home 2 hours a day to breastfeed her. 100%
Wow.
paid. Oh,
That is beautiful, bro. That's what it looked like when country has laws that take care of the people. That's what it looked
Oh my
like.
god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, kids, this one's for me. This one is for me. I'm literally about to go to sleep right now, but I saw this and I have to respond right now. So much so that this might become a series. So, part 1. I lived in Galway, Ireland for a year, all of 2020. Yes, all of 2020. I come from the backwoods of Wisconsin, where shooting squirrels off of your trees is a fun afternoon activity.
Okay.
Fireworks rarely happen in Ireland. It was Halloween night. I heard pops in the sky. My first reaction was, who's shooting? Obviously, no one was shooting a gun. My neighbors were celebrating Samhain, the Irish tradition of Halloween. Come back for part 2. I have so much more to tell you. Bye.
So I started my new job in the Netherlands. This was 3 years ago, and I was going through the company policy the first week. And I got to the section about leave, and they have a holiday leave, like PTO, and then they had sick leave in 2 different areas. And I was reading about sick leave, and I turned to my coworker, and I was like, I don't understand. Like, it talks about, like, the requirements for sick leave and, like, doctor notes, like, after 3 days, but how many sick days do we get a year? And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, how many are there? It doesn't say. She's like, it's just, if you're sick, you're out. I'm like, I don't understand. She's like, it's unlimited. It's just, if you're sick, you take a sick day. She was confused. I was shocked. It was the moment I realized in America and how we deal with people being sick with work.
Yeah. A lot of things the country needs to work on. For sure. No doubt about it. We got some work to do. Point blank, period. That's all we got. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? Subscribe to Patreon and drop it in the comment section. It's your boy Neal. Out.